But then she's like, oh shit. It's a police bike. I mean, he doesn't have his lights on, he's just like riding her ass while she's stopped. And so she's like freaking out, what do I do, what do I do? And I'm like, okay, just play cool, you know. He doesn't, you know, whatever. Just be cool. And then the light turns green, she starts taking off, gets to like 2 miles per hour, and then he turns his lights on, pulls her over. Alright, me and this lady behind me here, we were riding the other day. This police officer was tucked away and down this like side street on top of this hill. I couldn't see him when we passed, I couldn't see him like beforehand. So there was no sign of even seeing him, especially him being a moto cop. It's even, you know, harder to see him. So we're going up over this hill. And yeah, you know, we weren't quite going the speed limit, so there's that. But as we're coming down the hill, at the bottom of the hill, there's a street light, and I make the light, but she stops because she didn't know if she was gonna make it or not. You know, she wasn't sure. So just to be on the safe side, she didn't want to run any red lights. She didn't want to break any laws, so she stops. And then I pull off up ahead, you know, to wait for her. We're on the phone. So we're talking, like intercom type of deal, like inner helmet type of deal. And so like, you know, we're waiting there. It's probably been a minute or whatever. And then she's like, hey, there's a bike behind me. And I'm like, oh, cool, you know, another bike. But then she's like, oh shit. It's a police bike. I mean, he doesn't have his lights on, he's just like riding her ass while she's stopped. And so she's like freaking out, what do I do, what do I do? And I'm like, okay, just play cool, you know. He doesn't, you know, whatever. Just be cool. And then the light turns green, she starts taking off, gets to like 2 miles per hour, and then he turns his lights on, pulls her over, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, alright, okay. And stupidly enough, I have the insurance and registration for that bike in my backpack. I didn't think it was a big deal to have it in my backpack, just that way I don't ever not have it. But she's riding it, so she needs it. I'm like, gah! So I turn around, I go meet up with him, and this bike isn't quite up to spec. Like, I don't have mirrors and whatnot. So, you know, it's not quite the most appealing motorcycle to a police officer, especially a moto cop. So I kind of park on the other side of the gas station just to kind of, you know, try to save my hide, save my butt. And I walk up there with the license or the registration and insurance, and then the police officer says, might as well get your bike because I'm going to charge you the same thing too. And I'm like, what? So in that time, I don't know if it was when I was turning around coming to meet up with her, or if you know, it was the time that I was walking back and forth with, you know, to get my bike or to go see him. But he showed her the radar gun that he had and said, I clocked you at 65. So he clocked her at 65 going up over the hill, and he didn't clock me. But you know what he said? He said since I was going with her, he's just gonna assume I was going about the same speed. So that's kind of screwed up, but nonetheless, it was a moto cop, and I really didn't feel like messing with him because, I don't know, something about a moto cop, like, I don't know, just says don't mess with me, you know. I really didn't feel like getting beat up or slammed with anything more than I was already getting. So he wants me to produce my registration and insurance for this bike too. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have insurance on this bike because this is a project bike, and you know, I was like, well, if I'm gonna be, you know, riding it like once a month and then working on it for the rest of the month, why do I need to pay insurance for that, you know? Like, am I gonna get insurance on my dirt bike that I ride here and there? No, I'm not, because it seems like a waste. Now, I could have been smart and got the right insurance as far as, like, you know, really low payment because I'm barely riding it, blah, 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 but whatever. I didn't. So, you know, there's that. And so he gets me for 2 tickets, 1 speeding 65 and a 45, and 2 no insurance. So, I have insurance on the other bike. So what I did is I talked to my insurance agent, and I was kind of sneaky about it. But I was able to get this bike, the 750, added onto the 600 insurance. Ironically, now that I have 2 bikes on the same insurance, I'm paying less than I did when I had 1 bike. So that's kind of weird. But nonetheless, what's great about that is my insurance agent actually was able to get it backdated, I think to October of last year. So it's February now. So he got it backdated October of last year, and so now on my insurance card it says this bike and the 600, so both the 750 and the 600 are now on the same insurance, and the effective date was October like 31st or whatever. So kind of sneaky, but you know, I got lucky. So I'm gonna go into court and be like, yeah, I had insurance on the bike, and he also gave me a speeding ticket and didn't clock me. Just because I was near this other bike that he clocked, he just assumed I was going the same speed. So yeah, I'm gonna fight that. So we'll see how that one goes. I'll make another video about how that trial, how that whole court situation plays out. And so as for her, he got her for the 65 and a 45. So that speeding ticket, which is okay because she can take defensive driving, and then, you know, insurance doesn't care. She doesn't get points on her license, whatever, but she just has to pay a fine, which, you know, money is monetary. Sure, insurance rates going up is monetary, but at the same time, she's being sneaky and would rather her parents not know that she's riding a motorcycle, let alone riding on the back of mine. So what we're doing right now is we're going to try to get the other ticket which she got, kind of like get that dismissed. And the way we're going to do that, so the police officer got her for this speeding ticket, and then he also got her for not having a motorcycle endorsement, just because of the fact that it was nighttime. So yeah, we're gonna kind of be a stinker and go and get her motorcycle license right now, and then show up to court and be like, yeah, she will take the defensive driving for the 65 and a 45, but the police officer was, I don't want to like discredit him, but he gave her a ticket for no motorcycle endorsement, and clearly she has a motorcycle endorsement. Oh my god, that backfire. Probably saw flames coming out of there. Ah, crap, I got off at 51st and not 59th. So yeah, we're going to the 59th and Bell Road DMV, because that's the closest one that offers motorcycle testing. So yeah, the motor cop was not nice to us at all. He's like, you guys suck, and I'm gonna give you as many tickets as I can. It smells like marshmallows. It's like, I'm gonna get a ticket for doing something that, like, it's my job. I'm just kidding. Go, 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 go. I tried shifting with no clutch and I slipped into neutral. That wasn't good. I don't know what the speed limit is here. I really wasn't paying attention. Is there gravel here? That's the worst thing.